So part two, it kind of builds off of part one. It says that we need to program the coding, the lab, so the motor will start and run at a speed of 77 for 3 seconds after a limit switch has been pressed and released. So it says the motor will start and run for 77, 3 seconds, but after a limit switch. So that means what comes first? The limit switch, which is right here, has to get pressed and released. Press and release. It's called the until bump. An until bump command to press and release. This being a device we're going to plug into our Cortex. It plugs in with the same kind of plug-in a motor has. Difference is this is a digital device. It's on or off. On or off, on or off. No in between. So I'll program this into my robot. I'll plug this in. Power my robot on. This goes into, I'm plugging into a digital port number 1. So digital port number 1, it's plugged in. I'll leave it kind of hang so you can see it. It's ready to go. So let's go back to our programming from the previous video. Here it is. So it says the program, I want to go here, can all go delete. I don't need that. My motor is still already plugged in, motor port 2, but now I have another eligible receiver. This guy can also go out for a pass. Okay, so I'm going to program that one in. So I go up to my motor sensor setup. Got my motor plugged in. This is not an analog sensor, it's a digital sensor. Digital. I'm in port number 1, and I'm going to call this one maybe go, because I click it and the program's going to go, right? And the type, it is a touch device. It clicks on, clicks off. I got to okay this. All right, now look here. I have two people up here now. A sensor in a digital is DGTL, digital 1. It's called Go, and it is a touch device. And my motor still in port number 2. So it's DGTL, digital 1 for my Go switch. Okay? And programming. What happened? The cover is here, page 1 is here, but the last page has been deleted by accident. Don't panic. I can bring that back in, add a few more lines of programming, and it is right there. Okay, poop, there we got it. Must have these left and right braces, otherwise the program will not work. So it says the program will run at 77 for 3 seconds after the switch has been pressed and released. That is an until bump. Until bump. Click, drag, drop. Okay. My name of the switch is Go. Okay. The delay time, milliseconds. This says, hey, after you press the button, how long should it wait before the trigger is recognized? And I don't mind to go instantly, because it says there's no delay time. It doesn't say buttons clicked, then it waits. It says the motor starts after it's been pressed. So I want to have that just be go, until bump go. Okay. Next code line is going to be the motor is going to start. The motor is going to run for how long? 3 seconds. Then the motor is going to what? Don't know yet. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. So let's stop. This is called, my motor is called Steve. Spelling counts. If you spell it wrong here, will the motor Steve run? No. No, it won't. Okay? Like verbally, if I said the word Steve wrong, call him Stev, it might recognize it. But digital, I mean, for computers, spelling counts. What if you went on your phone and we're going to look up, say, a friend's, I say send a friend a message. You typed in their phone number, but we're one number off. Maybe it's 7745. You type 7746. Would they get it? No. That's important. Here too, spelling counts, all stuff counts. So it says, after the switch is pressed, the motor starts at 77 for how long? 3 seconds. Okay, what's next? Let's look. So far we have the motor starts and runs, 77. Yep, after the switch has been pressed and released. Done. After time has elapsed, the motor is to stop for 1 second. So after that time has elapsed, motor stops for 1 second. So after time has elapsed, the motor is going to stop for 1 second. So again, it's like giving you the verbal commands. He's got to put them into code words. So we're going to stop Steve for 1 second. Okay, what's next? Next says, then the motor is to start up again, running in the opposite direction at a speed of 35 for 3 seconds. Starts again, opposite direction, 35, 3 seconds. Let's do that. Okay? All right. Why are you so mad? You're fine. Okay. So, start again. Motor starts, 35 for 3 seconds. So Steve starts again. $35, but it says the opposite direction. So in the number line, the math class, if you go from 0 and count upwards, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's either going in the positive or the negative direction on the number line. In this case, we're going to go opposite. I want to go negative, opposite 35 for how long? 3 seconds. Okay, what's next? Next says, after time has elapsed, the motor will stop, program ends. Okay? So it says, why are you so mad? The motor stops and the program ends. So now last command is going to be motor stops and the program will end. This should be what we need. Steve. Make sure it makes sense. Okay, it says the motor will start and run at 77 for 3 seconds. That happens after the button's pressed. Press the button, let it go. Steve will fire up at the speed. It'll run, and then it'll stop. It'll wait for a second, start up again at this speed, run for 3, then stop. Think it'll work? Let's find out. Spell check it. Compile program. Do I want to save it? Not yet. Save it? Not yet. So since it says program's been compiled, well, it's good, good, good. Download the robot. Save it? Not yet. Not yet. Download. And it is there. I press start. What happened? Why isn't it going? Okay. Well, it's the green line to start motor. Well, this is where it's waiting. It's waiting for this command to happen. This must happen first. I click the button and let it go. Now the motor starts. Now it runs, pauses, backs up, shuts down. Run it again. Okay? I hold the button in. What happens? Nothing. Hold it in. Nothing. Let it go. Runs, stops, backs up, and the program ends. Perfect. So what do you guys have to do? It says here that you're going to, given the information above, write the program necessary to run the program. So here we have my motor in port 1, that's fine, named Steve. I have a sensor in port 1 named Go. So write the code needed to run this program. Again, anyone can copy the code off the video, but what do you learn? Nothing. Make sure it makes sense. Make sure you know what the code words are. Make sure you know why we're using what we're using. Because you come back to school on the 5th, if you program for real, it's better to have some understanding of it than having copy and pasted this whole time. All right, good luck. Questions, send them my way.